You'll start noticing your baby's eyes kind of rolling to the back of their head or slow blinks, like that glassy look, like, you know what I mean? Welcome back to my channel. I mentioned before that I was going to do a video on effective ways to sleep train your toddler. So a little backstory is that I have a 1-year-old named Kensington, and well, she's 15 months old, just for exact aging, but from newborn to 6 months, she slept through the entire night. Even the first week being home, she'd maybe wake up once to feed during the nighttime. And we had this for a straight 6 months, like I said. And then when she started crawling, standing, and especially walking, huge sleep regression. By the time she was 13 months, so just 2 months ago, 13 months old, I was lucky to get 2 hours of sleep before she was back in bed with me and Nick. And she's like a restless sleeper, so it's really hard to sleep with her. She'll roll over you, she'll slap you in the face, she'll kick you. With that being said, I wasn't getting good sleep, Nick wasn't getting good sleep, I was losing my mind. So I started to really research sleep training, and all the methods I have here are from different YouTube videos, and I just kind of collected all the major points that I thought would work for Kenzie, just knowing her personality. So let's jump into that. Okay, you guys are going to see me looking down because I have it all written down on a piece of paper. It was just major points throughout this process that I wanted to mark down and remember for you guys. So my first effective way to do the sleep training is you have to plan a daily schedule. Now this is really crucial because before you ever put your baby to sleep, you need to make sure that she or he is fed, has the proper milk or formula, and has the proper water. And also, this is a huge thing for my daughter at least, is she's on a very stringent pooping schedule. Like when she's not teething, I know exactly when she poops, and she poops twice a day. In the morning, it's always between 8:45 and 9:30. You'll always expect to poop. And now this is also how I created her sleeping schedule. So Kenzie gets up at 6:30 in the morning, pretty much every morning. Sometimes she'll make it to 7, but that's on a really good day or if she's sick. I wake up, she wakes up, and I nurse her on both sides. And now she's only nursing maybe 20 seconds on each side, so I think it's more of a comfort suckle. I mean, I'm still producing, but you know what I mean. And then she'll watch some of her cartoons, then I'll give her a banana, and then about 45 minutes later is when I'll start making her breakfast, which is like about 9 o'clock, like I said. Usually by the time she's done eating, and I get her out of her high chair, there's, you know, a poopy diaper, and I change it. And then that's when I'll put her to sleep. I always read her one book before nap time, and then I set her down. And that's what I've been doing. The second thing is white noise machine. I know there's some people who are totally for white noise machines, and there's some people that's not. Originally, I didn't want to get her started on a white noise machine because, I mean, I just kind of feel like that's a weird thing to rely on, I guess. But after weeks of not getting sleep, I kind of just got desperate, and I ordered a machine off of Amazon that I'll link down below. But what I do is I put on white noise, and I put it to maybe the 3rd sound decimal on the machine. So it's not too loud, but it's also enough that can block out noises, especially because we live in an older house. We have creaks and our doors sometimes slam, and I realized that that white noise machine drowns out noise. And we also have dogs that bark, so it drowns out the noise. She's been sleeping solid since I had that on, especially during the day. So the third point is set them down drowsy. So the thing is the thought behind that process is if they're already drowsy, it kind of teaches them self-soothing. If you were to put your baby down completely knocked out asleep, and then they wake up, they'll probably wake up startled because they didn't have to self-soothe to begin with. Now, if you set them down drowsy, which is what I do, that's why I read her one book, and then I rock her a little bit, and you'll start noticing your baby's eyes kind of rolling to the back of their head or slow blinks, like that glassy look, like, you know what I mean? Put them down where they're still awake. Kenzie never goes down asleep. I always want to like blink around and see, okay, cool, I'm in my crib. Awesome. Where she can either suck on her pacifier or her thumb. She does either or. She also does a self-soothing method where she kind of like rubs her legs together, like the noise, I think soothes her. My fourth point is allow 5 minutes of crying. Again, there's going to be people who say don't let your child cry ever, and there's going to be some people that say cry it out method is a whole 100% bomb-proof. Now let me just say, every child's different, and that's the truth of the matter. However, with my baby, with Kinsey, I allow 5 minutes of crying when I first put her down. Now, let me stop right there. This only happened for 4 days when I started implementing sleep training. So for instance, the first day that I started it, put her down at 9:45. Drowsy. As soon as I walked out of the room, she was standing up, crying, like sobbing. I allowed 5 minutes, then I calmly went in there, laid her back down, read on her pillow, put her blanket on, walked out. And every time that happens, you increase the crying allowance of cry for a minute. So the next time, I allowed her to cry 6 minutes. Went back in, did the same thing, laid her straight down, walked out. Then again, 7 minutes. By 7 minutes though, she was down. Like she didn't. And that brings me what happens for my baby. So there's some people who will say you can pick them up and you can talk to them a little bit and then you can lay them back down in their crib. For Kinsey, if you pick her up, rock her, and then put her back down, that'll just make her mad. That'll piss her off, to be completely honest. So the way that me and Nick have to go about it is if she's crying, we go in, we literally don't pick her up, like just lay her back down, put her blanket on, walk out. The most that we ever say to her, shh, you know, time for night-night, but we don't say anything else. And this has been bulletproof for Kinsey. Because when I used to pick her up and rock her and then put her back in, she got 10 times more pissed off that I was putting her in after I just soothed her. Again, this is how it works for Kinsey. It might not work for your child. But number 5, this is the last point, is if your toddler does finally sleep during your sleep training process, don't force them to go a certain amount of time. This was crucial, especially the first 4 days for Kinsey. The first day, she went down, she slept for only 30 minutes. But she slept a solid 30 minutes after she self-soothed. So once she was up, I got her. Okay, that works. The second day, it increased by another 15 minutes. She went 45 minutes. Again, when she was done with the 45 and she was standing crying, I got her. Now there's a difference between whining because they're waking up and they're not realizing where they're at versus standing up. Okay, so when they're kind of still laying there groggily, don't go rushing in there. Chances are, 9 times out of 10, they'll be able to self-soothe and they'll go right back to sleep. Now, once they begin to stand up, you kind of lost the groggliness. It's very rare that they're going to go back to sleep completely. So if you do have a baby monitor, we have a baby monitor. It's called the Wise Cam. Link it down below as well. A lot more affordable. I watch her. As soon as I start hearing her whine, I go on my app. I turn on the camera. I look at what she's doing. If she's still laying down, chances are she's going to put herself back to sleep. Now, if she's all the way up, standing, bouncing on her crib, knocking at the... chances are she's not going to go back to sleep, so I go get her. But like I said, with each day, you'll notice that your toddler is lasting longer in their crib. And that's the goal. Don't put on too many expectations like the first day where you think, okay, it just took me 50 minutes to get him to sleep, because it might, you know, with that whole method of going in, laying him down, walking out. So while you think, man, no, you need to sleep for 2 hours, this is what we need you to learn. No, don't do that. You're going to make them hate sleeping, dreading the experience. Just be very patient in what they're doing and how they're learning it. Because each time they'll get more comfortable with the fact. That's why usually your baby will stay asleep 10 to 15 more minutes each day if you stay consistent. And then this is for the nap time, nighttime. Do exactly the same thing. You put them, you know, for nighttime, you have to have a really nice schedule. They say to have the last hour to hour and a half of your baby being awake during the day to be extremely calm and peaceful. For instance, the way that I run Kinsey's schedule is she's usually eating by 6:30, and then by 7:15, I take her down our long driveway. I walk her down to go get the mail. She carries the mail back up, gets some exercise out, like her energy out, and it also allows her to expel any gases she has from what she just ate. And then we come right back in, and by this time it's 7:45. Put her in a bath, nice warm bath with some bubbles. We do some light playing. She plays. I dry her off, brush her teeth, get her dressed, put on some nice soothing lotion, lavender lotion, and then I immediately get her bottle warmer, start warming her bottle. She drinks anywhere from 6 to 8 ounces of whole milk, and then I start rocking her while she's drinking her own milk, and I start reading her books. We read 3 books a night, and she knows that. She'll go and pick out 3 books. Once the 3 books are done, like I said, she's usually extremely groggy and very tired. Me and Nick give her kiss night-night and put her down. And for any of you guys wondering, Kenzie is still on pacifier, but I only give it to her during nap times and nighttime. Probably by the time she's 2, I'm going to break her completely from the pacifier. We just have some big things going on and coming up, like a cruise. So I'm not going to break her then, because that's just kind of too hectic for a toddler to deal with that. But anyways, let me just reiterate. Again, the 5 points, effective ways to get your toddler to sleep train is plan a daily schedule, use a white noise machine, set them down drowsy, allow 5 minutes of crying, and number 5, if toddler sleeps, don't force a set time of sleep. And I promise you guys, if you guys do this, 5 days. The first 2 days are going to be the hardest. I'd even say the second day is the hardest because your toddler kind of knows what's going on, that you're playing hardball from the day before. But if you keep reinforcing it, you have to stay consistent. Don't give in. It'll be successful. Questions that I didn't answer or you guys are just curious, please leave a comment down below. Follow us on our Instagram and Snapchat. And I hope you guys really like this video. I've been getting a lot of comments and questions from my other mama friends who are just so lost on the topic, and I was lost too, and I got so desperate because once you go without sleep for a while as a mom, whether you're a working mom or stay-at-home mom, your life seems to be crumbling before you when you don't get good sleep. And when your baby doesn't get good sleep, they're nightmares and they don't feel good. It's really important just to be consistent for yourself and for your toddler. So remember to please subscribe to our channel, give this video a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below if you have any questions or comments. Do you have any other tricks to sleep train your toddler? And I know that there's a lot of videos out on infants, but I feel like infant sleep training is so much more different than toddler, because toddler, they have their own personality. They're little people. They really are. But let me know what works best for you guys. And if you do try this out, let me know in the comments below if it helped you and if it worked. And remember, let your faith be as big as sex is. Bye, y'all.